Hello, I'll show you today how to prepare models for See3D. First, you will be given models to work on and models to look at for example, eye protection wear, gloves, a mask, pliers, and your sanding tools. I wanted to add that when removing supports, small pieces can unexpectedly fly off and you could cut your hand with sharp tools. That's why we recommend wearing the safety goggles and using caution when cutting with the pliers. Next, grab your gloves, your pliers, and your models to work on and the example model. Look at the example model to compare with the model to be worked on to see what is the support and not. For example, the area under this is a support, however this part is not. By taking the pliers, start clipping from the bottom and the top to then be able to pull the support off of the model. This is a quick time lapse of me removing supports. I'm going to share the techniques, but feel free to develop and share your own strategies. What helps me is to first identify what supports feel like compared to the actual model. Supports will be more bendy and crushable compared to the model. Simple or lattice supports cover all the overhangs and often have a grid line pattern with thin walls. It can help to put the pliers into the grid line holes on the bottom, then twist and pull off. Tree supports are wider at the base and branch off into thin tubes towards the top. It can help to clip or gently break off thin tubes contacting the model. Now that I'm about halfway done, I thought I'd remind you to remove as much of the supports as possible. That way it'll make sanding a lot easier at the end of the process. And also to keep track of your filament scraps, because those would be returned to See3D. When you're done removing the support, remember to put it back in the bag so that See3D can then recycle it to be reused later on. Next is sanding. The materials needed to sand are the model you just clipped, the sanding tools consisting of the sponge, the paper, and the nail filer, and then a bucket of water. The water is used so that the color of the model doesn't come off when you sand it. Start by dipping the model in the water for where you plan on sanding, and then use the sponge or the sandpaper to get the bigger areas. Use the nail filer to get the more difficult areas that weren't attainable with the sponge or sandpaper. Once you feel that the model is gone of all its rough ridges and is sanded properly, you can then begin to pack everything up. Once you're done returning everything in the bag, don't forget the filament scraps, as those will be recycled when given back to See3D. Thank you for watching.